principles, expectations, and broad operational style in our drive to restore police primacy, trust, ethical standards, respect, efficiency, and discipline within the system. In this regard, it is recognized that all of you assembled here today represent the finest and best strategic managers across all the departments within the command. Hence, perfecting the framework as a team and presenting a common front in tackling our policing challenges remain critical. By virtue of this reality, your support, cooperation, understanding, and time-tested diverse operational experiences remain invaluable to the attainment of my policing vision and plans in Lagos State. The framework for this will be perfected during this meeting. The second purpose of this conference is to undertake a postmortem of the just concluded general elections in Lagos State, debrief ourselves on our experiences, and cap up the operation with a view to evaluating our performances and drawing lessons that will strengthen our election security governance operations in future. While the third is to undertake a comprehensive review of the patterns and trend of crimes in the state, appraise our current policing strategies, and draw on our diverse professional experiences towards evolving new operational strategies and action plans that will stabilize the internal security order in Lagos State in a sustainable manner. In this regard, and in line with my leadership strategy that is built on principles of professional engagement and an all-inclusive and participatory approach, we shall interact, jointly dissect the complex crime dynamics and sundry operational and administrative issues that regulate policing in Lagos State, and commonly evaluate the efficacy of our current law enforcement strategies and involve new action plans that will strengthen the attainment of our policing mandates. Gentlemen officers, the presidential and national elections, assembly elections, as well as the gubernatorial and state house of assembly elections, presented some isolated challenges, which were fundamentally fueled by fake news purveyors, hate news mongers, political extremists, thugs, and ethnic chauvinists, all of whom fraudulently manipulated the social media, not only to threaten the electoral process, but to create tension and threaten peace and security within the wider polity. It is with a sense of professional fulfillment that I note that Lagos State Police Command navigated through these challenges to deliver to Lagosians what has been widely acclaimed as the most peaceful, secure, and credible electoral engagement in comparative terms in the recent election history in these states. This much was evidenced not just by the exceptional civility with which we policed the peaceful electorates, but also by the professionalism with which we responded to the localized and isolated security breaches that were orchestrated by electoral adversaries, and the promptness with which we stabilized the security order without deploying, and I emphasize, without deploying any lethal weapons and without causing or recording any citizen's deaths, all through the discharge of our duties in the 2023 general elections. Our exceptional performance was also evidenced by the reality that, contrary to the pre-election threat analysis projections, which identified Lagos as one of the possible flash states where mass violence was envisioned, Lagos State did not witness any widespread electoral violence. Neither did the state experience post-election disorder. Indeed, the post-election trend has been that of peace and stability, with the police continuing to dominate the public space in a manner that continues to reassure the citizens and effectively deter ill-intentioned elements. Against this, the police recorded a combined total of 54 major incidents across all the 13,325 polling units in the state, while a total of 45 suspects were arrested during the 2 electoral engagements. If you view these statistics against the spread of the polling units, what this translates to is that we witnessed violence in less than 1% of the polling units across the state. This cannot in any way be defined as widespread violence, as being fraudulently projected in the social media. A total of 45 suspects were also arrested during the 2 electoral engagements. 2,870 permanent voters' cards were recovered in the course of police election security operations from various electoral offenders. Other items recovered include 7 weapons, including 2 firearms, and 28 snatched ballot boxes, 1 beavers machine, and 1 POS machine being deployed for vote buying. Out of the cases under investigation, it is also on record that Lagos State was the first command to conclude the investigation of the 4 sets of 14 electoral offenses and promptly processed 8 to Inec for prosecution in line with the Electoral Act and the directives of the Inspector General of Police, while others involving unlawful possession of firearms and sundry criminal acts were charged to court by the police directly. Investigations into the remaining electoral crimes have reached advanced stages, and as soon as they are concluded, they will be similarly processed for prosecution in furtherance to efforts to stabilize our electoral space and discourage the resort to extra legal means to attain political ends in future electoral engagements in the states. It must be highlighted that for our prompt efforts, the Lagos State Police Command has received commendations from the Inspector General of Police and local as well as international observers and other sectors of the society. All these are attributable to one key factor, which is the dedication, loyalty, personal sacrifices, strength of character, and professionalism with which all of you here seated manifested, as well as the strategic leadership which all of you provided for personnel under your command. Indeed, your exceptional professional performance has not only attracted the attention of the IG, he has directed that his commendation and appreciation be conveyed to you all. For this exceptional performance, I commend you and say a big thank you for making the IGP and the force proud, and for justifying why Lagos State Police Command is widely acclaimed as the first among others by all professional measurable standards. As we redirect our attention from the election security functions to our routine policing mandates, the IGP and indeed Lagosians expect us to sustain our sense of service and professionalism towards guaranteeing the safety and security of all citizens in Lagos State. In this regard, the immediate challenge facing us is the increasing threat that violent criminals, particularly cultists, are posing to Lagosians. Indeed, the activities of cultists have today evolved to become the most concerning threat to public peace and security in the state. And it is expedient at this stage that we strengthen our operational strategies and action plans that will address these potent threats. While the details of our operational approach to this security challenge will form a fundamental part of our discourse, as a starting point, the need to strengthen the capacity of area commands and divisional police officers to proactively respond to this threat has become imperative. This approach calls for the deployment of an elitist, highly mobile, well-trained, well-equipped, highly experienced, operationally tested, and compact special operations police unit to area commands, where cultism is currently most prevalent. The plan will ensure that the unique intelligence assets of the force are not optimally leveraged onto support, our anti-cultism operations. The operation will be executed in a way as to ensure that the anti-cultism battle is taken right to the doorsteps, hideouts, and safe havens of cultists in such a coordinated and sustainable process until they are unmasked, smoked out, and brought to justice and stability restored across the state. In furtherance to this plan, the operations of the 8 special units that are currently centralized under the Office of the Commissioner of Police will be decentralized, reorganized, repositioned, or disbanded, with personnel in the disbanded or reorganized units moved up and redeployed to divisional and area commands to strengthen their manpower profile.